Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video guide for Ark Survival Evolved. Today in this video, folks, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about taming a Megatherium. So the very first thing that you want is to have some superior kibble. Giant bee honey works just as well, but it is a bit more difficult to get and it does spoil quite quickly. You will also need a saddle in order to ride it. And so in order to craft the saddle, you will first need to be level 52 and then unlock the engram. And here are the requirements for building the saddle. Now the Megatherium is naturally passive until you attack it, so with that we are of course going to build a trap. Now I want to try and build the trap close to it, but first things first, I'm going to clear the area out, so I suggest you do the same. They do tend to spawn in the redwood forests, so there is a lot of dangerous things to take into consideration. There are loads of things that, as you can see, as I look around, there's I've seen some Troodons and stuff like that. So do keep an eye out for all sorts of little dangerous creatures like that. So now, ideally, I could try and build it downhill, but that wouldn't really allow me a lot of room for mistakes. So I'm going to go find a flat surface, which is at the bottom. So we'll need, of course, some foundations, some walls, some door frames, and some ramps. Now, with this, I do suggest that you use stone structures because the Megatherium does do damage to stone. So that means it would also do damage to thatch and wood. With stone structures, of course, it just means it does less damage to them. So we'll start with a 2x2 foundation, and then what I want to do is I'm going to use door frames all around, and that will allow me to get in and out of the trap. Ideally, if you can, you should build with door frames all the way to the top, but I don't have enough door frames, so I will end up having to swap out to some normal walls. The idea with door frames is, well, there's two ideas. One is that it will allow you to kite the Megatherium into the trap on foot and then exit the trap with the Megatherium inside the trap, and it shouldn't be able to escape the trap. The other purpose for the door frames is it will allow us to shoot our darts at the Megatherium. Now, of course, you can use both the crossbow with the trank arrows as well as a long neck rifle with the trank darts. So I'm just having a look around to make sure there's nothing that has spawned in that may potentially complicate the situation. And then on this end, because this is where I'm cutting it from, we will go with ramps all the way down into the ground. And we'll get this last bit right here. And that's pretty much it. That is the trap itself sorted. Okay, so I did clear out the area. I'm going to show you how to kite it. So once you get your long neck rifle, what I would do is I would be up the ramp about halfway and then try and dart it from a distance. They do run pretty fast, so do keep that in mind. As you will see, I'm just going to come to the edge. It's there. Run out this way. And as you can see, it does damage to the ramps as well as the stone structure, so you will see numbers flying out as it does its attacks. And now I think it's when it does its ground pound sort of attack. It depends, I suppose, where it hits, but you will see damage or yellow damage numbers, which means it is actually damaging the stone structures. I'm not quite sure how it happens, but it does do that, so keep that in mind. From this point forward, just start pumping it full of trank arrows or trank darts. Do bear in mind that the trank arrows do less damage and apply the torpor instantly, whereas the trank arrows do the opposite. They do more damage and apply more torpor over time. There you go. So 185 damage to the structure. And that is the stone structure, not the wooden ramp. It does have a decent amount of torpor, so you will have to shoot it a few times. However, its torpor doesn't go down very quickly, so it does give you time to set up other things around it to protect it. I would probably suggest that you have some spiked walls with you just to surround the trap so that nothing small can get in. Also, As you will see in this video, I like to try and remove the ramps once it has been knocked out so that nothing else can find its way into the trap. Okay, so it might take a while. I'll see you guys when it is about to go out. Okay, here we are. It should be fairly close to being knocked out. It has stopped attacking the trap for quite a while now. And down it goes. Make sure you don't shoot it once it's down. And as I said earlier in the video, I like to try and remove the ramps. That way we stop any other creatures from going into the trap. Now, I recommend that you use the starving method for any high level creature. So that means starve it out until it is ready to consume all the necessary kibble to instantly tame. For this, I do recommend using Dodo Dex. It is a app that you can get for Android and iOS devices, and it does help with taming in the game. It will tell you what you need to tame it and how long it will take to starve it out. So once it's been starved out, I'm just going to put the kibble in its inventory, wait for the magic to happen. It should be fairly instant. In the meantime, I just spent the time making sure that the area is clear of any critters that may affect the taming. So there it is. It is now up. I'm just going to remove the trap and let it out, and then I'll show you what this creature can do. Okay, so remember to put a saddle on and remove the kibble. It is a creature that does require a saddle. And as you can see, it is fairly fast. It's quite maneuverable, and it can, of course, harvest berries. It does have 2 attacks, so I'll show you both of them. So, a good berry harvester. And in terms of feeding it, it will probably want to eat berries once you've tamed it. So, you do need honey or the superior kibble to tame it. In both attacks, as you can see, does harvest berries. Now, what it's really good at is killing bugs and harvesting the chitin. So, also has a ton of weight, so it can carry quite a lot of stuff. And as you can see, alongside berries, it will also harvest the seeds and the fiber, which is, again, a very good thing to have on this creature. So, definitely has its uses. So, I'll show you the bug bit. So I have several Megatheriums right here. I'm going to fight them the moment it kills a Megatherium. It gets a aura, which does increase its damage. So it can become a bit of a glass cannon where it does a ridiculous amount of damage the more bugs it kills. So it's definitely useful against like bug bosses, but it does not have a lot of HP, so it will end up being killed fairly quickly, making it more or less a glass cannon. As you can see, it does harvest chitin like a champion. You don't get too much meat off of it, but again, another useful skill to have on this creature because that is a resource required for many things throughout the game. Another cool little thing is that although it doesn't look like it, when you do dismount the creature, you can actually stand on the saddle on its back, which is pretty neat. Although, like I said, it doesn't look like it would be able to do that, but that's art for you. With that being said and done, that is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and found it useful and informative. If you have, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.